Welcome to MotoGP Mac after day 2 of testing in Portimao. Wow, I'll tell you, the day of the Japanese is over. That's it. They're done.
The Japanese.
The Japanese.
I think they're talking Japanese. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they're done. I swear to God. Every fanboy and their mother was whining and crying. Oh, my God. It was a river of tears. And they're just, I get it. That's not fair. It's not fair. Shut the hell up. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. They're weak. Folks, the Yamaha's engine is the same as it was last year. They did one. They did the exact same thing. Flying. Two.
Lap 20 odd and lap 61.
But lap 61 was mediocre. They did one lap where they really whacked it up, okay? He went out there with a wish and a prayer, poor Fabio, and then just went, that's it, I can't do any more. You know, and they can do that in testing, okay? But then they do it just like next year. See, in testing, you can pull back in. You're only doing a couple laps. In a race, the thing's going to blow up. That's why they had all that's why they're using 21 engines in 2022. They didn't lose power. If they have it all the time. If they use it, it blows the engine. It's a catch-22. If they turn it back, they get the durability, but then it's slow. All right?
Yep. Okay. So look, I do believe that the baseline engine that they're running is a 21 engine that was supposed to run in 22, but apparently Jarvis said Marmoni's team fixed that issue.
No, he fixed an issue. That's what he said, and that's
so now. BS. So what he's saying now is that
he didn't say he fixed it, the power issue and reliability.
Well, he did say it because he said the engine that they were supposed to run in 2022, they're now running in 2023.
Yeah.
So it is. So look, for me, I'm more worried that on the last day of testing, Yamaha are still trying to figure out what aerodynamics that they're going to use. Because, listen, they said they were very happy with the engine a week before they went into this test, right? Mm-hmm. Engine was bolted away, homologated, life's good. And then...
Of course they're going to say that, though, because...
But then they wait then they wait till the very last day of testing to run their aerodynamics. 4 different versions of aerodynamics. Like, I don't know, have you seen the fucking Formula 1 wing on the back of the bike?
Yes. Yeah.
The Formula 1 fucking wing on the back.
You know what it looks like? An old 747. Remember these had the top wing on the 747s originally? Those things? Or at that time they had them?
It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, at this stage, like, you know what I mean? You're just like going... There you are, hunting low drag, and you put a big dirty wing on the back. So, but look,
then they had the 3 wings on one side and the 3 wings on the front. They had the 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
Kind of makes sense, right? Because they're not really heavy wings, right? You know, in the way of like they're not really gaping wings or things. So it kind of makes sense that they would kind of have. For me, it reminds me of the Ducati in 2019. It did have 2 side wings below the main wing. Mm-hmm. So I found it quite interesting. And you see actually that in I think this is the Superleggera. You see it. So look, I think it's kind of interesting the way they're going, that they're not hunting that main plane wing that they were going last year, that they're moving back. It's fucking progress, right? But it's progress on the last day of testing when you needed to be running a lot of data on that to say, okay, what's the drag? How much stress is that going to put on the engine to push that down? Is it going to increase wear rates? All of this stuff. And, just doesn't make sense.
But think about it, in their mind, they're going, well, we don't have to because it's the last day. We can crank up the engine, right? We're just not going to blow the engine on a test. So let's see what it does. Let's see how much drag it pushes at 330 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, look, in some of the speed traps, it did look, I think, said, or was there a 339 out of Fabio, 337?
No, that was 337. I think they hit they might have hit 335. Usually, I think first it might have either 333 or 335. 347 was what the Ducatis hit. So they're still way behind anyway. And they look at it.
Yeah, that was Martin, wasn't it? Fucking.
Yeah. But a lot of them hit 345, 343, 344. You know, it was like, oh God, the crying. It was just river of tears. And the excuses. Oh, right. Mark's at like 14th. But if he runs a soft tire, he's going to go right up the top. Sir, no, he's not. The Honda's a pig. every half hour, to put it. I was going to put it. No, the Honda's a pig. Just every time, just put it out there. Just for all fanboys, the Honda's a pig. I would have bought just had that already preset. Nope, Honda's a pig.
So for those who don't know, Jake was manning the test live chat today. I think Jake has now found his calling in life. The bouncer, aka the bouncer. Yeah, and look, I suppose just some
stupidity bouncer. Yeah,
stupidity bouncer. Yeah. So, I did have some trouble with Dorna actually, and I don't actually know what's going to go on or happen. No, the channel is safe. Nothing is going to happen to the channel. It's just the lives and stuff like that. I don't know where that's going to be. So I'll try and figure that out for people over the course of the week and try and let you know what we're going to do for the next race, which is 2 weeks' time. Can't wait. Testing. Not testing. Testing's done. Testing is finished.
Yeah, we're getting delirious. You've been up for 2 days.
So look, I think Yamaha. I'm not surprised with what Yamaha have done. I thought a little bit more that they would seem to work on race setup today, and it seems to me that they're still testing. Do you know what I mean? And a little bit confused with that. Now, Fabio said that
today they were down to 13th and 19th. I mean,
now Fabio did say, all right, after today's session, that they made an awful lot or a massive jump today compared to yesterday. He feels a lot more comfortable with the bike, which is good, right? And look, it's relevant, right? Fabio's way up ahead, right? Okay, yes, it was maybe a banzai lap or two, right? Franco is fucking down the back, like, do you know what I mean? Do you know?
Yeah. They're going to make a mechanic out of him next, you know what I mean?
He's definitely smoking fucking something anyway, chilling out down the back with the boys, like, do you know what I mean? And it's kind of worrying, I suppose. Again, he's not as positive as Fabio. Fabio's records there in good state, but there's still a lot to work on, is what he said. But they have improved their pace on new tires, which I think that was kind of their main thing that they were trying to solve.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I don't understand. Like, what are they afraid of? Ducati's going to put a fucking wing in the back of the bike? Because like what Ducati would do in a week, like, you know, to take Yamaha and Honda fucking 3 months to get through. Do you know what I mean? In the way of like Ducati, you can guarantee now. Gigi was looking at that wing and say, "Geez, I could put one of those on for Friday morning on one of the back of the bikes." The boys,
yeah.
You know,
they're going to let them do it. Yeah, if they're going to. Yeah, if you're going to let them slide, you better let us slide. Especially after we bring 8 bikes for you.
I think it's just their mindset that like Gigi will tell one of the boys go print one of those up in the 3D printer and bolt it straight on. I'm sure, look, it falls off. Mm-hmm. Where how long has it taken Yamaha to catch up with putting a rear wing device on the back of it? There was no sign of the carbon chassis or carbon swing arm either, and I did go back actually. I think 3 seasons. And I still can't find the carbon swing arm on a Yamaha. You can always tell by the weld just before where the rear axle goes in. There's a weld there, and obviously if it was carbon fiber, there'd be no weld. No. So that's kind of where I was looking at, and I think they've tried to run one. I remember Rossi talking that they tried to run one, and
I thought they were running one because when they did run it, they had all this hoopla about them running it. Then you didn't hear about it. So I thought I just assumed because other people had them that okay, they just went that way.
There is some interesting facts about carbon swing arms, and I'll go into it maybe in a video. But you know, I originally thought that carbon swing arms were much more stiff than but they're actually not, apparently, that you can actually engineer them to flex just like aluminium or even better than aluminium.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. That's what Ducati thought years ago. But anyhow.
Yeah. But apparently, a lot of it is that it's lighter and it's actually stronger. The downsides then obviously are crashes, etc. Do you know what I mean? And the expense to go and make one. But I just thought it was interesting with Yamaha. I know they ran one in Sepang, but I didn't see it here. And look, I suppose that's the other thing. It's very hard. Someone will come out with a picture there in a couple of days and make everyone look stupid because they didn't know they were running this or that or the other. Honda.
Oh man. They had the problem. By the way, Marquez was running worn medium tires all day.
Yeah.
So they were having a problem. Then I saw after the flag, apparently they were having problems like Yamaha did running a new tire. And by the way, just to fit this in, okay, when everybody says, when the excuse comes down that Ducati ran 8 bikes, we all know that they were paid to run 8 bikes. Oh God, it was all day, dude. Right? And guess what? Just because Ducati running 8 bikes is not the excuse that Honda's a pig. It doesn't change the fact of engineering on another bike.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
That's because they ran 8 bikes. And how does that make the bike any different on a Honda or the Yamaha? Why doesn't change their engineering?
No, it genuinely doesn't. And I saw that a few times. All right, like there was people there. Manufacturers should only be limited to supplying them and another team. And I'm like, all right, fine, fair enough. But like, then you
it was fine when Honda did it. Not a word, not a whisper.
You lose riders off the grid, and you lose teams, and look, like I think it's a perfect example. Like, let's just say last year, that rule was in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then probably 2 of the most exciting and upcoming riders will not have had bikes. And that's the way I see it, right? And those 2 riders are Bastianini and Bezzecchi.
Yeah. All the other manufacturers were asked. They shot it down.
But no, those, like, even forget that.
Okay.
Just that closed-minded syndrome of like, okay, only you can supply your factory team and one other, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would be missing 2 of the brightest next generation coming through because of this closed-minded mentality. There was a problem there. Ducati stepped in because other manufacturers wouldn't do it, right? Yamaha look fucking stupid now because Aprilia took RNF, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone is bitching in the moan and saying, "Oh, there's only 2 Yamahas on the grid and 8 Ducatis." Ducati don't want 8. Never did. They stepped in.
Never did. And guess what? If they didn't have 8 bikes, they had 4. One, it would be more efficient because they couldn't transfer the data because the bikes were too different. And second off, can you imagine if because of the 8 bikes, they didn't get their mapping sorted last year? If they had started out with 4 bikes, they'd had their mapping set up. And the first 5 races, they would have got 1st and 2nd, not 12th. So they would have slaughtered everybody last year. Not just eked it out.
Like they're going to do this year.
Oh, geez. You just pissed. You know how many people you just pissed off? There's tears rolling down their cheeks as you speak.
Yeah. People are.
And folks, we don't hate any manufacturer. We're just calling it like it is.
Exactly, and I think that's the most important thing there is that
we love fans.
Yeah, we are fans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're real in what we believe. No, look, we could piss people off. I'm quite aware of that, but look, I'm not going to.
It's fun pissing off delirious fanboys. I got to admit, it gives me that warm fuzzy feeling inside after a while.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, look. I'm just talking about more mainstream fans, but
love the mainstream fans, yes.
But Honda, seemed in a lot of trouble. Now Rins actually turns around, and now I don't know is Rins smoking a little bit of wacky backy or what, and he's like, I actually like the Honda.
There's a guy with a knife behind him. There's a guy with a knife behind him. Come say it. Say it.
Say it.
I love it.
A fella with a voodoo doll. Yeah.
We have your children.
Jesus Christ. But it's possible, yeah. Mir is quite quiet. Now, Marquez, he said, like, sprint race, even timing for qualifying, he feels that he's about 0.5 of a second off. Now, if anyone can cross that 0.5, it's Marquez, right? Now, Rins and Mir most of the day were about a second, 1.2 seconds behind where Marquez was. Again, we need to give them time. You know what I mean? Even to be fair, because we're going to talk about another person that joined a new team as well, and he's not getting on with the bike. So I think you need to be fair to them, give them some time to figure stuff out. 3 or 4 races
3 or 4
under
years.
the belt, probably. Now, look,
That's what most of the guys are saying.
We've been very open about that too. We've said that it's probably a 3 or 4 year project for Honda to get back on top or anywhere close. It's 3 or 4 years. It's not going to be. And look, Marc Marquez, let's be fair, you know, he is probably worth a second, maybe 1.2 seconds just being him. But, you know, if the bike is 2 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, right. That's what happened. People were saying, well, how can he win titles, right? All those titles. They said, he is just that good. He is the fastest rider there's ever been in MotoGP. The bike just has gotten, it was crap back in 2013 on, but it's just gotten so bad, right? That he can't get past it. He can't it's too much for him to outride, you know?
I do think though there's a bit of, how do I say it? Like, it's not fear. I'm going to call it respect between him and getting hurt. He's not as stupid or turn the brain off and just fucking as he was, right? Go back to Argentina, was it 2015? When he tried to be a fucking torpedo to most riders. Do you know what I mean? He's not that stupid. And I think even after Rossi had the leg break, I don't know, it changed them.
Yeah,
personally,
I don't know.
I don't think he's going to be as stupid as he was, or you know. I think he's got.
I'm a Marquez fan all day, but he is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Let's not kid anybody. I mean, that family tree goes straight up. You know.
That's a fucking American saying there, anyway. Yeah, but look, I think
he's like from Georgia.
I'm from Georgia.
My daddy says I'm the best kisser in the county.
Yeah, we leave it there now with that one. Don't know, another strike. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, I think Honda are probably. Yeah, and I always put it this way. I mean, this is kind of where I'm going to go with the season. I'm not going to judge it on the first bike in the rider in the team. I'm going to judge it on the second.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go. It really is the way to judge a bike. Yeah, always has been.
Yeah, like there's, you know, I've got in trouble for saying it. You know, Fabio, when he won the championship, he won it, not fucking
He
Yamaha.
won that championship, yes.
There was no other fucking right. Morbidelli, the year before when he finished second, he finished second.
He finished second. Yep.
It wasn't fucking because Fabio was fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well,
that was another question I got when they said that. Well, how did he win all those? I said, no, it was Marquez, not the bike. 213 on. I said, where was the second rider? I mean, you had
no. They were
an alien and Pedrosa, and he still couldn't do it unless there was somebody broke down in front of him or rain race, you know.
But to be honest, now Pedrosa was a lot closer to any of them.
Oh, he was a lot closer than any of them. You better believe it. Yes, I know.
You know, and like, to be fair, right, I think he was probably one of the only ones to bring it to Marquez in.
And he developed the bike.
He did.
He did, not
Well,
Marquez. Most people think Marquez did, but he didn't.
he did, but I definitely do believe in his last season, he didn't. I
No.
believe that season they geared it to Marquez.
Yeah, by then it was pushed. He was pushed to the side. But
Yeah.
then again, but after 2009, they developed a bike to his tires. So it's just settings now. To be technical.
Yeah. Aprilia, what did you think? I thought it was quite funny.
And with the arm pump that Espargaro had, they said they didn't even go full on. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Not arm pump. What is it called? Fibrosia.
No, yeah, it was literally arm pump. Is what he was calling it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think his arm pump and his ankle was hurting him or something, which I felt kind of weird.
Well, he did have a hell of a. He come down on that ankle last year.
Hard. He did, but he crashed in turn 1 yesterday as well.
Yeah.
So
didn't help matters.
Yeah, and then Sunday I think he only did 28 or 30 laps on Sunday. He didn't do much. It was great to see the RNF boys up there now. Aprilia are, in my view, they're pushing it like they're the contender to Ducati, in my view, right? And I think for the first couple of races, I do think it could be Mr. Oliveira, definitely in Portimao.
Oh yeah,
could be the one that
he loves Portimao.
Well, he's Portuguese, so
it's
home.
Yeah,
huh? It's home.
Yeah.
So,
next year is going to be 2023, the Italian Civil War.
Okay.
Ducati, Aprilia, get it.
I got it.
Oh, you know these Italian. The Irish shit had too much to drink. They get a little slow. You got to make sure.
Yeah. I just don't know. I just don't know. Does Elish and Maverick have it in them to be able to enter the Civil War? Do you know what I mean?
But I think Oliveira does.
I think Oliveira does until probably the Ducatis actually start the engines. Like, fuck me! Like looking at the Ducatis, 247 kilometers an hour down the straight, and the boys doing 241.42. That's 5 kilometers an hour, right? And now add in a fucking slipstream.
Yeah. And to be honest, Ducati always does better their first race. They always seem to hold the hair back. I was saying before they hit 247, I said, watch, Ducati will come in the race and have 5 kilometers more on there. So you can take that 247, add 5 kilometers onto it.
Now, I do find it interesting, and I'd love to know what was Martin running when he did 247. Because
scared.
Well, fuck risk of healer, like a fuck.
I would be.
Here I'm on. Now here, like KTM are actually the slowest down the straight, but like imagine, I think it's a good 15 kilometers an hour down the straight at one stage. Like, do you know what I mean? Compared to anyway, what was I going to say? So, back to the Aprilias, right? Because we'll get through them. I didn't think you were allowed a fairing on the swing arm, which you currently are. I think it was interesting, as well, how they're
brake coolers.
They're not actually. They're the same curved things for the front of the tire, the front wheel.
Yeah, no.
But they don't cool the brakes. Yeah. You're being Italian, you mean? Is it like the
hey! Italian sign language. Hey, what do you want from me?
I always remember the Ferrari engine blew up, right? And there was bits of Conrad and piston and engine casing and everything bouncing down the track. And they asked someone from Ferrari what happened to the car, and I was like, "Oh, it was electronic failure." Which is like, no, it fucking wasn't. No, it fucking wasn't. But anyway, I think they're going to be interesting. I have some overhead. I actually have some different pictures of the 23 bike and the 22 bike, and you can actually visually see that the 23 bike went on a diet, skinny wise. Do you know what I mean? So it's actually pretty interesting. They were running the T-bar again on the back, which again I thought was interesting, I suppose. But I think they're probably the most draggiest bike out there, and they're still fairly good on top speed.
Yes, they are. They're doing like 243, 244.
And that was today, right, when they were running the 2022 front wing, which is heavier, bigger than the 23 version. The 23 version is slimmed down slightly compared to the 22. So they're actually like, okay, we actually have enough horsepower to add on a bit more front downforce. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just thought like, fucking hell, like if they get down there, I think now, look, I think it'll be a good battle. Like I think the sprint race, I think Oliveira could be in it with a great show for it.
Yeah.
I think Aleix, fucking just depends what Aleix turns up like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not that fast on the. He's never been that fast on get-go. Like
he's not too bad. He's not too bad.
He's not bad. I'm not saying that, but I mean, he's never been. He's not like a Marquez.
No, look, he's never just fucking take out the brain and go, like, do you know what I mean? He's never been like that, I suppose. But I just found it interesting. The Ducatis.
Yeah.
Like I know some people.
Martin will be great at sprint races.
He will.
And he can hold up for 10 laps.
Well, yeah, like I think that's the thing with the sprint races is that, you know, they're short enough that you can go balls to the wall on soft tires and see what happens, if you know what I mean. So, but they looked fucking. And Pecco's. Now, I don't know, is this Pecco starting fucking mind games? But Pecco came out and he said, I don't know, I feel like this bike has been designed for me. The other fellow is struggling a bit, and he's kind of like, yeah, well, they fucking built this bike for me, so like, those two fingers, fucker, like, you know. Well, I would be like that anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, of course they built the bike for me. I'm number one. You know, go fuck yourself. You know, number 23. I'm 22 times better than you. You know, but
you'd be putting shit in his jock strap. Yeah, I know you.
I just thought it was funny though that the factory team were kind of running the downward ducts aerodynamically. And Pramac were running the new ground effect version, which is a lot less draggy. And this is what I was saying about when Martin set that 247 kilometers an hour down the straight, or 347, whatever it was.
Yeah, 347, yeah.
347. Was he running the downward ducts at front? Joe, the big, like, fucking elephant ears at the front.
Yeah.
Was he running those, or was he running the clean side pod? So it'd be interesting. Fuck you anyway, Dornan, and not televising from. I have all these questions in my head. But what was I going to say? I thought it was really interesting to see Ducati look so far out in front. It's scary.
Oh, and our second comment down from what you put out the videos is Ducati ruined racing. Ducati ruined racing with all these wings. I'm like, oh, shut up. Jesus Christ. Another goddamn whining fanboy. What Honda do you have in your garage? You know, which one, or Japanese bike do you have in your garage? It doesn't make them any better, you know, just because you own one.
Yeah, look.
God.
I definitely have some point that I made months ago to you that I don't like wings, right? Because
most people do. I even asked people today, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we love them." Now they love them because they like that integrated aero look. Don't forget, we're the We are the
Can
minority.
you genuinely tell me the big dirty fucking Formula One style wing in the back of the Yamaha? That's an integrated fucking aerodynamic.
No, that isn't integrated. That just stuck on there like somebody had
Exactly.
like double-sided tape or glue it.
When it's done, let's just call it, when it's done correctly, yes, they look okay, fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, originally it looked like crap. It looked like somebody was stapling credit cards on the side of a bike. Remember that, like 2015?
Yeah. And I think, look, you know, I understand now that the philosophy that the bikes are built around aerodynamics. The European manufacturers are building the bikes with aerodynamics in mind, not bolting it on after, which is fine.
And you know what Carl Espinosa said? He says, we don't care about higher speeds. We are not taking aero off. What we want, all we care about is the bikes go around the corners faster, which means we want all about better handling. And if they say they want better handling, you know what that's going down to? How do you stop without brakes? Active aero. I hate to break the news. Now there's like all these old timers throwing their Geritol bottles at the screen at me, cursing and swearing and swinging their canes at me. But active aero will stop the bikes.
I don't know.
And keep the speeds up because people like the high speeds. They want their cake and eat it too. If you want the high speeds, right? They want the turning.
I don't see the DRS systems coming in though. Genuinely, I don't.
They could do it. I was talking to my relatives. They could do it in the fairings, like make the whole fairing. You gotta go. You wouldn't even say it actually, but
Oh, look, it can definitely be done. Jesus Christ, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I think there's enough fucking slipstream there that you can.
I know. This is the Grandpa Mac show, by the way. We're gonna change.
Yeah.
Mac.
I genuinely think if like bikes can get close enough to each other to race. So I think I get it. I don't see it happening for a long time. Probably when it's fucking electronic or electric fucking bikes.
I hate that electric. Bite your tongue, electric. Or the dual electric hybrid bike. You can stick it up their butt.
Yeah. But I think they're look, Ducati are, in my view, they're about, I reckon, about 4/10 easy. And I think Pecco will probably, and Bastianini will probably bring that up to 6/10 when they're in anger. Do you know what I mean? Now, look, the other side of the coin, Aleix Espargaro is probably the best fucking screen biter I've ever fucking seen in my life. He will just fucking give it one fucking almighty lap. He might close the gap, but he can't do it every lap. They looked like Ducati looked very, very, very comfortable all weekend. And I don't care that they have 8 bikes on the grid.
They're going down, by the way. Before anybody starts crying, they don't want 8 bikes. They're bringing it down to 6, and then they bring it down to 4 because they were doing it as a favor. In fact, they had to pay him to put them on there.
Now, look, I think the other side of the coin, right? If you had to choose between a Yamaha, Honda, or an Aprilia, or a Ducati, or a KTM, your team, you're paying your hard-earned money to give your riders the best equipment to go and race and earn money. What are you going to pick if they're available? So, if I came to you and I said to you, "Here's the winning lotto ticket numbers. Do you want them?"
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking say yeah. Like, look at Alex Marquez.
They're not going to say, I have a Honda in my garage, and I'm a faithful Honda man. I will go and spend my millions of dollars on a Honda team. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Firstly, I'd be questioning how you got those millions of fucking dollars, being so fucking stupid. That would be my first question. No, but look, genuinely, I think Ducati are away. Very worried about KTM. Very, very worried. Brad did okay. Apparently, according to Simon Crayfair, they were changing chassis and aerodynamics and fucking everything. Still scrambling. Scrambling as much as Honda, I would
Jeez.
say.
That's
So,
tough since they have Honda has 100 engineers in there.
and it's, I don't know, I was left a bit fucking bewildered, to be honest. Now, I wasn't, and I have to say that I wasn't expecting Miller to be mighty anywhere in the first 2 or 3 races. So I just don't expect it. It's a brand new bike. He has to learn it.
I don't expect much from Miller the whole year, and I'll tell you why when you're done.
So I was expecting more out of what's his name? Was Binder, who did well?
Binder,
and Espargaro. I think he should be able to adapt faster. He knows how bad the fucking Honda was. He's got on. He was very happy, and didn't see much from him.
No, and he's been on the KTM too before, so
yeah. So
this is a whole stomping ground.
Yeah.
Miller, I don't think is going to do well on KTM, and I tell you why. Because by his own admission, Miller said, I'm not a setup guy. I just kind of ride. I go in, I tell him what the problem is, what he's doing, and I ride. Now, being it's a steel trellis chassis, right? That thing has to be set up, has to be dead spot on every race. Now, you need a real good setup guide for KTM. For any bike, it's a steel trellis chassis. They did back in the day when that was the hot setup. They needed to be the setup was critical on a steel trellis chassis. So how's he going to do well if he's walking in and saying, "Oh, it just does this," and goes sits down? You know. Get my theory on that.
Yeah. I just think he just needs time personally, and I think the Ducati members that came over, I think they need a lot of time to understand the bike.
Yeah.
And I think Jack will be able to translate an awful lot of, they know Jack and they'll know his settings. And once they understand it, I think they'll be able to kind of guide Jack in that.
But they got to learn the bike first, because you're talking about a whole new animal. They don't know. They know his settings on the steel on an aluminum chassis, but they don't know squat on the other one. So
I think that's where we're going to see.
Mac's older than me, actually, folks. That's why he's falling asleep.
Yeah.
He just lived well. I have a lot of women. Look what it did to me. Yeah.
Huh?
It made me old. They wore me out.
All right, did they?
What a way to go.
It's natural. On the box, that's the way you want to go. But I think, I just think Jack needs to. I was actually quite impressed with Augusto Fernandez.
Augusto? I didn't think he did that well.
Well, he wasn't last.
Okay.
And he was in around, rookie of the year, man. Rookie of the year. But he was no, I thought he did quite well. He was in and around Jack and Paul all day. Which, as a rookie, you're kind of like, you're measured by the bikes around you, right? And if the bikes around you are your own teammates, you're like, all right, that's okay, that's fine.
As much as I hate to say this, the other Fernandez was impressive. The one that's a dick, and I can tell him personally, yes, you're a dick, Raul. He did very well. He was running up in 5th, 6th. Yeah. No, look, they were, and both RNF riders did really well. I'm not sure how Raul will handle the racing bit. It's grand. Now, look, he made a good. He made a better impression on me this time than the last test, because last test he was just pure fucking useless. Running around, nearly getting beaten by the rookie on a KTM or gas or whatever you want to. Was he blaming his race again, or was it racial conspiracy?
He can blame whatever the fuck he wants. I just switch off. person who really surprised me today, well, not really surprised me, but it's always great to see how when the wrong Marquez is up close to the top.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Jesus. Man, talk about a cold household. Alex is sleeping on the porch right now. He's in the cold.
Fucking doghouse, man. It's the doghouse outside. Do you know what I mean?
Get out.
Here's your bowl of water and a few fucking nuts.
You think you got water? I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was really. No, I don't know. Did you see or did you hear that DJ Antonio had a crash yesterday?
Yeah,
fairly big one, and he knocked the shit out of himself and was concussed. But again, I don't think it was the crash that hurt him in the way that hitting the ground. It was the rolling.
Yeah, it was that sudden stop at the end.
It was the rolling in the gravel, and the gravel in Portimao, right, is not small gravel. It's mini rocks, as in they're like 2 or 3 inch rocks. Like, you know what I mean? They're not small. Like, so when you clatter yourself, you fucking clatter yourself. Like,
we don't need no stinking pebbles. We got rocks here. We manly.
Yeah,
we got rocks.
And I actually saw pictures of his helmet. Like, he was fucking destroyed. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know whether he didn't ride obviously today, but Alex was fucking flying, and I suppose it gives people everyone thought, okay, you're only in Honda because you're Marc Marquez's brother,
right?
You know what I mean? And he is a 2-time world champion, and.
But he wasn't that strong at 2000. I mean, he didn't really knock the world down in Moto 2.
You don't need to. You just need to win the championship. Like,
yeah. In theory, yes, winning a championship is there, but there's winning it and winning it. It's like Mir. He backed into it. That's not kidding anybody.
Points equal prizes. Prizes equal championships.
I know.
I know.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a fucking Pecco and crash for 6 races out of the championship. Do you know what I mean? If you're finishing second in all of those ones, guess who's going to win the championship?
Yeah, you can be like a Muhammad Ali and pat yourself to a win, or you could be like Mike Tyson and come in and knock the guy out. I mean, that's
or get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
When
the men were men and the sheep were scared. Right.
Exactly. And I don't know. I just think if he goes on to beat Mark head-to-head for a podium this year, then oh my fucking God. Do you know what I mean? It will not be that he's sleeping in the fucking doghouse or the porch or fucking whatever. He'll be told to get his own fucking house.
Yeah, you know what? Mom, I need my spare room back.
That's it. Like, it's just yeah. I think he was really, really good today, and I think he's shut an awful lot of people up, which is great. He's answering an awful lot of questions. And of course, I know what's going to happen now is like, he's only doing well because he has a Ducati.
Well, yeah, he's doing better. He got off a pig and got on a bike.
Exactly. A bike that turns.
It turns, yes. He got off a donkey and got on a racehorse.
Exactly, and I think it's going to be really, really good. I can't wait for the racing to actually fucking start so we can see actually what's going on. And like, I'm not looking, and I didn't today particularly, or this weekend, even look at the lap times themselves and be like, okay, this person is 1 second off this. Well, I did kind of look at teammates, but I suppose with the sprint race coming up, now we don't know what fucking petrol tank their lads are running. Now, never mind how much fuel they're running, what petrol tank are they running? So, like, you saw how small the sprint race petrol tank is, right? That's reducing weight again.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Are they running a sprint race setup? Do you know what I mean? And you're, oh, look, you're tired.
Hey, I'm old enough to be tired. God damn it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna yawn and make you keep yawning.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I got a couple decades on them, folks. You know what I mean?
you've got a couple of which?
Decades.
All right, that just something else. I was like, weirdo. Anyway, yeah. So it's really even deadly hard to see now what goes on. Do you know what I mean with them? But I don't think we're actually going to know until probably FP2 on Friday. I don't even think it's going to be an FP1. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then obviously Saturday morning we have qualifying. Saturday afternoon sprint race. And it's like, oh, you're dirty, baby boy.
Yeah, I am. Now it's starting.
But I just think it'll be genuinely. I think it'll be only then we're going to see what is actually happening. And I'm going.
Yamaha will turn that. We'll be turning that bike up for two races. You know what? I'll play devil's advocate. Wouldn't it be tempting for them though to just turn them up on the sprint races? Like, let's give it a shot. You know what I mean? Especially with Fabio's going, come on, turn them up on the sprint races. We'll just leave it go. We'll be slow in the big races. We'll turn them up on the thing. It won't blow up. Don't worry about it.
Less miles. It's more efficient.
Yeah, it's more efficient. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. I could see them turning it up for the first 3 races. Every session. No, not every session, but every race.
I thought 2 races. I don't think they want to risk it. Because Suzuki just barely made it because they were out of engines by summer break.
Okay, but look, first race, Portimao, long straight. They're going to need it. Next race, isn't it Kota?
Kota, oh God, the motocross race.
Yeah, guess what? Long straight again. Coming out of a hairpin. They're going to need it. And where are they going then? Argentina. Another long straight there. They're going to need it. So I can see them turning it up.
Oh yeah, that would be tempting. That third race going, yeah, we did it twice and we got away with it. Can we get away with it?
They're going to have to, right? Because if the boys are pissing past them in any of the fucking races, on long straights, if the Aprilia and the Ducati piss past them at like 7, 8, 9 miles an hour faster, they're just
but then you're going to have the engineers pulling up spreadsheets and going, look at this crank. It's bending, it's twisting, it's vibrating. We're not going to make it. Next one, guys. We got it turned down, the whole time.
Yeah. And then I think they're going to strategize where they can start. Like, I personally think as a brand, they cannot afford to fuck this up and be looking that we have fixed the engine. We no longer have a speed deficit. We are there or thereabouts. And then the Ducati goes fucking 10 miles an hour faster down them. It's a fucking brand nightmare, PR disaster. It might as well just fucking.
But what's the other side of the coin? Oh, we're Japanese. Our bikes never break. And they've been holding on to that reputation from 30 years ago, and they're going down the straights, and the thing like Suzuki, when it blew out and there's flames on each side, the thing comes down like a fireball. That's the catch-22.
It's a catch-22, but I think they can start being a little bit Italian about it as well. Oh, that was an old engine.
Yeah. It was electronics.
Electronics, yes.
Yeah, there was an oil leak. Yeah.
Never mind that was not the Conrad. That was a piece of big metal.
Yeah.
So, look, I think it's just so. Actually, their Portimao test. I was just talking about Fabio Di Gianantonio, and Sleepwalker just texted me, and he's like, "Did you see this Portimao MotoGP test? Fabio Di Gianantonio concussion. The gravel is insane. It's better to race at Monaco."
Oh, that's rough.
And Steve Walker says, well, you definitely know he's never attended a road race. But anyway, I can see them going for the first 3 races. managing it then at ones where
Yeah, you
where
just
they
use a new engine every time.
where they can say it's acceleration and not top speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like their main focus is top speed, that
Right.
you're getting up to that top speed. So if they can say, "Oh, we're being out accelerated," that's different. Oh, that's another bit to work on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an Irish understanding, like do you know what I mean?
I'm bullshitting, and you should know. You should know it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it kills me how many people believe it. They're just like, "Oh no, yes, it's bullshit." You know, I mean, Christ, we called this weeks ago down to what session they were going to do it.
Yeah. No, look. Yeah, they have to answer the PR, right? It's fine and it's fair enough. I get it, but I think it's just making a rod for their own back that needs to be answered at a later stage. And I also do think that, how would I call it? I think they're just going to have to be more strategic about it than Suzuki were.
They were trying, Suzuki. You got to give them that. I mean, they were trying. You know, they're trying to hold that thing together, but they got more mileage out of that last winning race that I'd ever seen in my life because people grasping a hold of it, you know, trying to use it. You know, their last hope. If they just got Suzuki, no.
Well, actually, when you look at it, Rins is the only one that's able to do a Rossi this year.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Went on 3 different manufacturers.
Nope. He would be one of the only people to win on one manufacturer the last race of the year and win on a different manufacturer the first race of the following year.
No. I know it's something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be good. I'd fucking love it if he did. I think it would be just imagine if someone does win on a Honda before Marquez. That'd be fucking
pantomime. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The bike wasn't.
Mark's in good shape, though. I mean, he is shredded. He's saying his arm's fine. He's rocking and rolling.
I think he's in a very good place mentally. I think there's zero fucks given. Is what I think personally. I think he goes to work, he does his job, and he's like, fix the fucking bike. It's not good enough.
In the testing,
he doesn't get stressed out about it.
Every time he took a break during the testing, people say, "Where's Mark?" And he said, "He's calling his agent."
I would say that, yeah, that poor fucker. Yeah, look, and now look. Let's be very fair and honest, and this is no disrespect to Alex, right? But if Alex Marquez finishes 4 or 5 podiums out of the 42 races this year, Mark's gone from Honda, 110%.
Alex was topping the chart for a long time.
Yeah, but
and Marquez was 13th. You know, he came up to 8th at one point. No, that was both of them. Marquez and Quartararo both at 8. But point is, he was ahead of him the whole time.
Yeah,
substantially. Yeah. And you know, Alex is not the rider with Marquez. Let's face it.
He's not. No. Look, he's a good rider, but Mark is a different level.
Mm-hmm.
A different level, and you know, if Alex is consistently top 5 all year, what would Mark do in a Ducati?
Yeah. Oh God.
Or an Aprilia.
Yeah. That's when they say that Ducati doesn't need him. Yes, they do, because they don't want him to go into Aprilia.
Yeah.
Too much of a force. If he can win on the crap Honda, imagine what he would do on the Aprilia.
Jesus, no. You know, the only thing that I do wonder, right? Like, I always believe that Aprilia have no money, right? Aprilia have said that they have no money, right?
Yeah, they don't.
But their parent group does.
Yeah, and Asians love motorcycle racing.
See, and like this for me, right? If they were to pay, just say Ducati or Aprilia were to pay for Marquez, just say his current salary.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a lot.
They would probably make it back almost instantly.
I don't think so. That's a lot of money, pal.
That's
a lot of bikes.
Now, I know Ducati don't want to do it, and especially they don't want to do it because I remember, what's his name? Domenicali?
No, they want it.
Domenicali said when they hired Lorenzo that time, they paid an awful lot of money for him. They don't want to do that again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they paid $7 million for him. What about Marquez? Are they going to pay that much for Marquez? $20 million for Marquez or $15 million, whichever one you come out. No way.
But I think the shoe is on the other foot. You know, I just don't think Mark is interested in money.
No, he's not interested in money. No, I'll agree 100% on that.
So I just think, I just personally think that, and this is where it becomes tricky, right? If Mark can think, where's the easiest place for me to win my next 2 world championships? Mm-hmm. That's where he's going to go. And unless Aprilia is fucking hammer and tongs at Ducati, I think he's going to go. He's going to steer Ducati. I like the idea of him going to Aprilia, but that bike still needs a little bit more development. Whereas he can, like, if his brother can hop on a fucking thing and finish in top 5 constantly, he's like, I know I said he's way faster than me, but I'm fucking way faster than him.
Yeah, he was just trying to get him higher than it was. You know that.
Yeah.
And even if the Aprilia was equal to the Ducati, it's the Alex factor. That family is freakishly close. Okay, he'll go to Ducati just because his brother's there. He must be. Imagine he must be when he saw Alex up there. Imagine how Marquez felt. Mark Marquez. He must have felt like an ass not signing for him in 2019 when he had both contracts. Oh my God, he wouldn't have had the crash. He would have 10 titles by now. Easy. All right. He's going. But Dad said go for the money, and I don't even need the money.
So this is one of the other things, Aaron. One of the other arguments why I think he might go to Ducati over Aprilia. So there's the 2 world championships that he needs to win, right? But there's also probably the other thing that would be the biggest kick in the balls. Well, 2 things that would be the biggest kick in the balls to Valentino Rossi. One is that he beat his protege.
Yeah.
Right? And 2, he managed to win on a Ducati, which is something Rossi failed to do.
Yes. After Rossi shot his mouth off and said, we're going to fix this in 15 minutes. That chassis was just not the same, folks. It was a totally different bike. Nobody could figure it out.
But I just think. So, firstly, I have more world championships than you. Secondly, I have won on a bike that you couldn't win on. And thirdly, winning on a bike that you couldn't win on, I also beat your protege.
Yeah.
So that's fuck you in brackets, right? That's the way I see it anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I think next week now, Jake, we might have a guest on.
All right.
So it'll be interesting. I'm going to be the referee in case he start fighting. So I'm going to wear I'm going to wear a striped black and white T-shirt.
That's okay. I can take him.
Can you take him? All right.
I was a professional fighter. I can take him.
Round 1. No, it'll be interesting. Also, then the Sunday after the first race, we probably have another guest on as well. Or the Saturday, or the Monday, sorry. But the Sunday will be filming it, of course. So yeah, look, I think everything is. I'm excited, but I'm like, I have no fucking idea really what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Except for a Ducati going out front.
Yeah.
Which one is going to be.
Hey, all that power might be a deficit because of these sprint races. We don't know yet.
Could very well be, but what I would genuinely think is Ducati can afford to turn the fucking engine down.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to give people hope there for a second.
No, to truly crush one's dreams, you have to raise their hopes very high. Yeah, I think it's going to be excellent, actually. And yeah, look, like we did talk about World Superbikes, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, fuck it, if MotoGP kicks off with racing like World Superbikes, we're just going to be in for one hell of a year where we won't know.
Oh my God, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic.
You know what I mean? We'll be fucking.
Oh yeah,
fucking eyeballs, Joe. But yeah, look, it's definitely going to be good. There's a lot of stuff that I have seen that we haven't talked about on the show today. And I'll talk about them a little bit more in the videos coming through this week. We also, I suppose, we're going to try and start doing maybe some giveaways as well. Upcoming, we're at 9,500 subscribers now, so
12,000.
12,000 is what you want, is it?
Yeah.
And
you got to be a member. None of these jackasses just stop in and figure they're going to win something.
Yeah. So look, we'll win something, and you have to be a member. And yeah, we have
not for what we're giving away. That's, you know what I mean. You got to be a freaking member to get those.
Oh yeah, and look, improve as well. So definitely. So look, we'll wrap it up there this week, and we'll be back again next week.
It was eventful.
Yeah. I'm still trying to download it though. Do you know what I mean? Trying to figure out like anyway. That's for during the week. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for joining the streams also. Roll on.
It's good to have real fans on. It's good to have real MotoGP fans. We just get rid of the other ones. Yeah. Like you know what I said yesterday? First thing I put on wrote down during the streaming was welcome to MotoGP Mac, where MotoGP fans congregate and fanboys fear to tread.
Only you will get away with it. Only you will get away with it.
Anyway. And that's just somebody goes, you know, if it wasn't that way, it just wouldn't be MotoGP Mac.
Straight out, man. Straight out. Anyway, thanks again, Jake, for this week, and we'll see everyone else again next week.
Peace out. Take it easy, guys.